Reese's Question of the Day podcast.
I want answers from you. Could you date someone who exposed their ex?
No, I wouldn't personally because they probably expose you when they get mad.
And questions to some of your favorite celebrities. Wendy Williams is in here. How do you stay safe with so much censorship these days?
There's certain things that resonate with everybody, Reece. I have to be very thoughtful in what I say, how I present my stories.
It's time for that question of the day.
Hey, what's happening, man? CIP the King good, man. You listen to my partner, Reece.
It's DJ Khaled. Hey, yo, Reece, I see you, boy.
It's the Black Bottle Boss, Rick Ross, and right now you kicking it with my brother, Reece.
Y'all get ready. You're locked in with Reece.
All right, now, Reece is right here with a new friend of the show. I think we're going to be friends after this. Miss Moyetta Shaw is in the city with us. What's going on?
What's up? What's up? Thanks for having me, brother.
Absolutely, man. I got the plug from my boy Ern. He said, we need this to happen. I said, we definitely do, especially we're looking at this book title.
Oh, for sure.
Keeping it classy.
Keep it classy.
This is your third book.
It is. It's my third book.
Okay.
There's more to come, but yes.
Right.
Definitely.
So you're an actress. I saw you with my boy Chris.
Okay.
I ain't gonna jump around too much, but you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw you with my boy Chris. What's this about? We're gonna get into this book in a second. I just want to ask, what is that about? Can you talk about it?
I can say a little bit about it. It's
Okay.
a film that's coming out, an indie film, and it's titled All That Matters. Chris is starring in it, and he did his thug thizzle.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. So I play Thea, and we had a very good time on set. He's such a talented actor, and got to do my thing next to him. So yeah, I think it'll be out in a few months. So yeah, look out for it.
Getting them
So, yeah.
IMDb credits up. I see you. Let's jump right into this book, Keeping It Classy. It is basically like a guide to parenting.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely in our culture, you see the negative side about it so much. And, you know, the mom or the dad using the kids
As a
against.
pawn, right?
Exactly. As a pawn. Like, he don't want me no more. Let me, okay, then maybe he going to want me then. No, sis. He's not,
Unfortunately,
yes.
Right.
And it's so sad. And my situation, the public breakup with my ex and I after I did a show called Atlanta Exes, I'm sure if you know about it, and I wrote a book called Bigger Than Me, because from the beginning, it's always been bigger than me. You know, it's always been about my children, and I got so many DMs and emails like constantly, like, how do you do it, sis? Please, because I'm struggling, I'm going through this, or because of you, you know, just your everyday life and how you handle your situation. You caused me to actually go back to my baby's father and tell him that he can now be back in their lives. You know, just watching you go through that. And that right there, I was like, you know, like, okay, all right, if I affected like that one person, just imagine what I could do if I do, you know, and anyway, and I would get more like questions like, okay, well, I know how you did it, but how can I do it? So I was like, you know what, let me just write some things down, something that we've struggled with or something that we got over, and just put it out on paper and see if, you know, maybe if someone else read it, it could help. And that's what birthed it.
Great. That's one like big piece of motivation right there.
Oh, absolutely. For sure.
And I see that he did the Ford. Neyo did the Ford.
He did. He absolutely did. He's in support 100% with this project because we want to change some lives and just reconnect some families, honestly. And what we went through, and of course the public has their opinions and think that you should, you know, be holding on to stuff, but it's not about that. It's about your children. Getting over your ego and doing what's best for them, regardless of how you feel about a situation, and, you know, about forgiveness too, and moving on to be able to receive God's blessings.
Yeah, so I do a thing called Question of the Day, and I was going to ask you that as our question of the day. What would be the number one rule for co-parenting? But I think you just answered it with getting over the ego.
Seriously, that's number one. That 3-letter word can do so much harm, you know, cause resentment, greed, hurt, like sickness, you know, you can just.
Yeah, I've been through it myself. Coffee, you know, I've been through it myself. Everybody that I talk about all the time, my kids who drops here, so they know I got 3 daughters. So yeah, I've definitely been through that too. And to see someone on your platform to like publicize, it can be a better way to do this.
Absolutely.
I just want to commend you for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
For making a pamphlet. Because I always say it's no book to parent. It's dang sure no book to co-parent.
At all. So when I start now and, you know, just start talking about it, make the conversation happen, and let's do better.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. I like that. Do better. You're going to get some shirts made after this. That's what
better
I'm
already. Thank you for that.
What makes an unstoppable mom?
Oh, wow. Just, of course, putting the kids first and going after your dreams and taking care of business, being that boss, whether it's in your house, on your job, just being multifaceted, you know. Absolutely, just unstoppable, achieving whatever it is you want to achieve, just doing it and just going for it.
Right.
Yeah.
I see so many ladies and they'll say that they're make monikers like that, unstoppable, independent, whatever it is. But you found a way to also shine some light on the dads too. You got the devoted dads in there too.
Always.
How important is that?
It's super, super important because there are some amazing dads out there like yourself.
Thank you.
Yes, got the kids with his Monday through Friday.
Yep, pretty much. Yep.
That's amazing. That's amazing through Thursday. But yeah, that's so amazing. And you don't see that, and I could not leave the dads out because at first I was like, okay, well, let me talk to my single mothers. And I'm like, you know what? No. I was also getting DMs from fathers saying, well, it was the roles were reversed. And I'm like, you know what? I can't leave you guys out. So
Yeah, thank you.
Good night. You're
On behalf of dads everywhere, thank you.
You're welcome. And my father is amazing. My parents been together for 46 years now, so it's a different side. But like amazing dads. Like gotta big up y'all. So
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Thank you so much. How does that affect you as far as just being a woman in the, I want to say, I guess, dating type situation now in your life, right? Having parents that have been married, does that affect how you take on relationships?
When we initially broke up, it's like it was so hard. How is this going to work? Like, all I know is that. And, growing up, the bulk of my friends were still, in those 2-parent households or whatever. Even though I've had friends in the single-parent households as well, but that's really all I knew. Like, I don't know. I'm entering a world that I'm not familiar with. But, through God, all things are possible. And I had my foundation, and I feel like because of my upbringing, that's why even when I was in the core of my hurt, I put them first. Because I saw that growing up.
You knew the importance of it.
Yeah, exactly. Because we actually still lived together in the same house, even though he was gone most of the time, while we were apart for maybe like a year. And it would hurt
weird.
when he came home and we're not together and it's different. But I was like, yeah, daddy's home and everything. They didn't know it was different. You know what I'm saying? Because even though we were together, they were used to it.
It's
like
so many people dealing with that. Like today, people are dealing with that type of situation where they're still in the household. Then you're trying to figure out, how do I break the news to the kids when the thing splits apart?
Yeah, I talk about that in the book as well. Like, the importance of making sure that they know that it's not their fault.
Glad you said that. If you just tuning in right now, I'm talking to Miss Moyetta Shaw. We're talking about her book, the actress, the author. It's all about keeping it classy right now. Oh, man. So, dating while parenting. I've been asked, like, this question always comes up, like, when do you introduce the new person and how? And there's no one answer. But what does Miss Shaw answer?
Okay, well, it took me a while. I wanted to be fully, rid of the baggage as much as I could be.
Right.
So it took me a while to start, dating.
This is important because I had to learn that too. You bring the old relationship into the new one, and it kind of puts a damper on things.
Of course, the new person's fault what the past one did to you. It gets tricky because it's not like with me. I always say, first and foremost, I'm a package deal. You know what I'm saying? You can't have one without the other.
Right.
So if this is a person that I can't see around my kids or with my kids or someone I'm not safe with.
Make it to that.
At all.
Makes total sense.
Even I don't have the time. You know, it just doesn't happen. But when you find that one, you just I'm into routines with my children and stuff like that. So I say 6 months is a good number because you never know.
Never know. You find out a lot about people in 6 months.
Exactly.
Yep.
I just don't agree with just right off doing it. But that's just my personal opinion.
Okay.
But hey, some people say they know sooner.
All right. Some people, I guess, have a sense of discernment, but I say 6 months is a good number too. I ain't mad at that at all.
Hey.
All right. Now, I do want to talk to you about this trip. You got to sponsor some kiddos. You went over to the motherland. You went to Africa.
Yes.
Did that change your perspective on things?
Oh my gosh. It really, really did. It put everything into perspective. Went on a mission trip to Swaziland, Africa. I sponsored 50 kids for a year and a half, went on 2 years. Actually got to go over there and meet them and walk a day in their shoes and just how blessed we are. I tell this story. Well, I've told it one time before. My best friend went over there with me and we bought this lady, maybe she was 63.
Mm-hmm.
A bed.
Yeah.
And so when I say the tears that came down from her eyes and like grandchildren and kids like around her, and they were just like hugging us, like, oh my, thank you so, like a bed, something that we
take for granted. Just something, yeah. Like not even the sheets, or not just the bed.
Just the bed.
Period.
You know,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh,
wow.
like, you know,
Done.
it just put everything into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And now I take care of 30 kids. Been doing that for 2 years now in Ethiopia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes, and $30 a month, something simple.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it just does a big blessing in their lives. But just me blessing them, it blesses me more. Wow. You know, just seeing the letters and just like how, oh my gosh, because sometimes it's like 9-year-olds or 12 years old that take care of the family because their parents died from AIDS. And they have to go get the food and walk like 10 miles every day. Like, it's just stories.
I heard Akon talking about that. I heard a few people talking about that. And he was like, it's just stuff we take for granted, like electricity and things. And certain villages is like that. Now, I know it's two sides of Africa because my dad went there. Yeah. He was like, when he landed, he thought it was going to be what you basically see on Animal Planet. But when he got there, it was glass hotels, so much technology. It was
came from there this summer, yeah. I saw both sides. I'm like, oh my God, villas for each individual.
Like, hold on, this is not what they pitched.
Exactly.
Yep. So that's awesome. It's kind of like here. So you got the good part of it at the A, and then you got somewhere down on Bankhead somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I definitely get it. No, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
I'm ready to get this book. Keep it classy. Where can everybody find it?
They can find it on, I think, select Barnes & Nobles, Amazon, and my website, MonyettaShaw.com.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't wait for it to get on Audible.
Yeah. It'll be on that, iTunes, everything, iBook, in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes.
Also, I'm grabbing it. I got my Audible ready.
I got your copy coming. It'll be up here next week or whenever, get it that way too, but it's all good. Support.
All right. On behalf of devoted dads and unstoppable moms everywhere, thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Moyetta Shaw with your boy Reec, Question of the Day podcast. Join the question because we want to hear your answers.